Why this story matters: not all news is bad news. This story highlights the kind of progress that often goes unnoticed. Quick summary: this story highlights recent developments related to END, showing how constructive action can lead to meaningful results. In late 2020, Interpol coordinated a global operation across 185 nations, seizing roughly 5 live animals, confiscating illegal plant and timber products, and identifying about 500 suspected wildlife traffickers for the national police to investigate. Wildlife trafficking is one of the most lucrative illicit industries worldwide. It nets between US 7 billion and 23 billion per year, according to the Global Environment Facility, a group of nearly 200 nations, as well as businesses and non-profits that fund environmental improvement and protection projects. People buy and sell a wide range of items, including live animals, plant powders and oils, ivory carvings, and musical instruments. Would you like to read more good news about trade aiding wildlife efforts and illegal? Historically, enforcement has been largely reactive. There is so much global trade that fewer than 1 in 10 international cargo shipments of any kind are physically inspected. Traffickers also avoid detection by using false or generic names instead of proper species identification, employing coded language in online listings, rerouting shipments, and shifting to different messaging platforms when enforcement pressure increases. Emerging digital tools are helping authorities link online monitoring, legal reference tools, and on-the-ground investigations. As a researcher at the University of Florida working at the intersection of conservation, science, and applied technology, I observed these advancements firsthand at an international meeting of governments and partner organizations under the Convention on International Trade in Endangered Species of Wild Fauna and Flora, often known by its acronym CITES. This treaty, the cornerstone for international regulation of trade in endangered plants and animals, is enforced by national customs and wildlife agencies. A huge challenge for officials seeking to prevent wildlife trafficking is knowing where to look and then figuring out what they found. Cargo screening: advanced X-ray screeners, similar to those used in airport security, but designed for cargo, are being paired with software that helps spot unusual shapes or materials inside packages. Trials conducted at major ports and mail processing centres in Australia had detected animals concealed in various kinds of shipments. The software does not identify species, but highlights anomalies, helping inspectors decide which packages deserve closer inspection. Traffickers illegally collect and sell a number of animal products, including ivory. Photo by Pawan Sharma on Unsplash-assisted identification, a software program supported by the Chinese Academy of Sciences, uses artificial intelligence to help identify the species of animals or animal parts found in shipments. Inspectors can use chatbot-style interfaces to describe what they have found to assistants trained on technical documents with detailed descriptions of a wide range of species. This type of work can help inspectors tell the difference between closely related species whose legal protections differ. For example, trade of African grey parrots, Psittacus erythacus, is strictly regulated. There are different, often less stringent protections for similar-looking species, such as the Timay parrot Psittacus timay and the brown-necked parrot Poicephalus fusicollis. Portable DNA testing: enforcement efforts don't always happen in offices and labs. One company aims to provide small handheld kits that can detect up to 5 species in about 20 or 30 minutes without needing traditional lab equipment. The kits show their results on a simple strip that changes color when the DNA of a particular species appears in their sample. Conceptually, it's similar to a pregnancy test, which changes color when a hormone is detected. Timber identification: handheld scanners use software to quickly identify timber species by examining the internal cellular structure of the wood. This can help to distinguish protected hardwoods from legal alternatives in regions where illegal logging is widespread, such as South America, Southeast Asia, and Africa. Background research and risk profiling: even before wildlife-related items appear at national borders, there can be signs of illegal trafficking that technology can help identify. Monitoring online trade: large volumes of wildlife trafficking now occur through online transactions. To avoid detection, sellers often use vague descriptions or coded language, such as listings that omit species names entirely or use emojis instead of words. Others hide key details in images or brief text that say little about what is being sold, even just showing a photo with no description. And trafficking organizations such as the World Wildlife Fund collaborate with tech companies to scan online listings using AI and content moderation tools. Between 2018 and 2020, the tech companies blocked or removed more than 20 million listings and accounts related to protected species, including live reptiles, birds, primates, and elephant products. Early warnings from paperwork: shipping documents often provide early warning signs of illegal trade. Wildlife enforcement officers, transport sector personnel, government tax officers, and others are using new software tools to analyze millions of manifests and permits, looking for species names that aren't usually traded on particular routes, shipments that are unusually heavy or underpriced, and complex routing through multiple transit countries. Instead of inspecting shipments at random, these systems help enforcement agencies identify the consignments most likely to contain illegal materials. Navigating wildlife trade laws, enforcement officers have to navigate vast legal complexity. New tools seek to compile laws from multiple countries, helping inspectors understand regulations across export, transit, and destination nations. Using trade data to identify other species to monitor, researchers at the University of Oxford have developed a method that uses wildlife trade records to identify thousands of highly vulnerable endangered species that could benefit from stricter international trade protections and stronger law enforcement to limit exploitation. Rhinos are frequently poached as part of wildlife trafficking activities. Photo by Bob Brewer on Unsplash. Taken together, these devices and systems extend, but do not replace human expertise. They help officers decide which shipments or sites to focus on, identify what they find, and share information.